Today, I want to share with you one of my recent fears, and that is the fear of getting pregnant. Yes, I know it sounds very absurd, but the truth is, that's how I feel at the moment. And by the grace of God, I'm overcoming it, but then again, it's something that I'm still going through. And today, I want to share you why, the reasons, the things that have happened, and the things that are happening that is making me to have this anxiety. So stay tuned and keep it locked. Hi lovelies, welcome back to the channel. If you're here for the first time, my name is Abimbola Olanipekun. I film about faith, food, family, and lifestyle. If this is the type of content you like, do well to stick around by subscribing to this channel and clicking on the notification bell so that anytime I post a new video, you will know. To all my amazing subscribers and returning viewers, thank you so much. God bless you so much. I really appreciate you. Before I go deep into my video, I'd like to introduce you to a brand called Luisa. Yes, Luisa. Luisa is a jewelry brand that is based in the United States, New York precisely, and they make high quality and affordable luxury jewelry pieces. And I love the fact that when I went through their website, they have different styles and different patterns of jewelry. So it doesn't matter what your style is, you will definitely find something for you on their website. Another thing about this brand is that every of the piece you buy from them comes with a 2-year warranty. And I also love the fact that they use recycled products where necessary, like they use recycled metals, recycled gold. That further tells you that they are environmentally conscious brand. They've sent me some pieces today and I'd like to share with you. I've actually opened it because I was really curious to know what they sent me. I'm so sorry I'm not patient enough to show you from the very beginning. Just bear with me. Just pretend as if I've not opened it before and I'm going to act surprised too. Let's do it together. Yay! So this is the first piece they've sent to me. You can see the name of the brand. Let's go to the jewelry itself. This is the piece. Woohoo! Can you see that? I'm going to put it on now. Yeah. If you're living in the US, shipping is free. But if you're living outside of the US, there are many shipping options you can go for. You thought that was the only one? Yeah, it's really that one. This is another piece they've sent to me. Luisa. You can see the name of the brand. Can you see that? I'm sorry I'm a bit dramatic, but I don't get gifts every day, do I? Also, so you can see. Can you see that? Can you see? So if you're the type that like to layer your jewelries, like you have to like to wear layers like me sometimes, you can just use this as a base and then layer it with another one. You can imagine that it's so nice and it's so beautiful. And if you're the type that like to just keep it simple, this is so nice also for you. So I want you to check them out. The link will be in my description. You'll be getting up to 30% discount using that link. Thank you so much, Luisa. So to today's topic, like I said, I'm actually scared of having baby number 2. You know, growing up, I used to imagine or dream that by 25 I'll get married, and then by 30 at most I have all my children, and then I used to say I want to have 3 children. Little did I know that life had other things planned for me. I got married in 2019 and I was getting close to 29. I was 28 years old when I got married. I got married in October of 2019 and I turned 29 in December of 2019. So I was actually getting close to that age. So I've always wanted to have children. In fact, I have prayed for a family. So it's not something that maybe I just stumbled on. I'm very, very conscious of what I want to do, and I always go for what I want to do. Like I'm that girl that knows what she wants. So when I got married, I had my first child when I was 30 years of age. That's AJ. And yeah, during his pregnancy, I had some experiences, and I feel like part of what I went through when I was pregnant with AJ, and part of what I experienced when I gave birth to him, also is one of the reasons why I'm scared of getting pregnant. I know, and I'm very much aware that a lot of women went through worse situations, through pregnancy and childbirth. I didn't have the best pregnancy and childbirth experience, but at the same time, I am grateful for everything I went through. And I feel like part of the reason why I have this fear is because of what I went through. I know how it felt, and I don't want to go back there. So that's another reason why I'm scared of getting pregnant or having a baby. But at the same time, AJ will be 4 years old in December, and I will be 34 years old in December of this year. And that's a wake-up call for me that, girl, you've rested enough. If you're ever going to do this, this is the time to do it. So every day I just remind myself that if there's any time, if I ever want to do it, I feel like this is the best time to do it, because it's always better to have children when you're younger, except maybe if there are other circumstances that we cannot control. But if it's within your control, why wait till later? And that's my own opinion, shall. I'm not talking about if you're not married or you're trusting God, you're trying and it's not coming. My own, I'm not trying. I don't want it. I'm scared of it. So I'm talking about my own circumstance, because I'm trying to trying to be careful with my words, so it does not sound like I'm putting people under pressure, or I'm talking about my own circumstance. So don't just say don't put pressure on people. I'm not putting pressure on anybody. This video is just me sharing how I feel, with my audience. So that's what this video is about. When I was pregnant with AJ, I wanted to have my baby naturally. So there was this doctor that I saw. I was about 30 something weeks gone, and that doctor examined me, and that doctor told me, "Madam, I'm not sure you're going to be having this baby naturally. I think you should consider cesarean section." But the Christian girl in me said, "No, I am not going to be having cesarean section," even though I didn't tell the man. But what I did was I went back, I started doing everything I know to do so that I can have my baby naturally. So, and even I did it to the point that I didn't want to see that doctor again. Like I was always praying that they should not make me see that doctor again, even though that doctor was an elderly doctor who knew what he was doing. He's very experienced, well respected. But me, I just feel like I want to hear other people's opinion. I don't want somebody that will come and be telling me I cannot have my baby naturally. So from that time, that man had already put that idea in my head that I may not have this baby naturally, so I should be prepared for cesarean section. So, but because I just feel like, no, I'm going to still try. So every evening when I was pregnant, I'll take a long walk. I will eat what they say, oh, eat this, eat that. If you eat this, it will help you to have your baby easily. You dance, do all those things. I was doing everything I know to do when I was pregnant. So after my baby was about 40 weeks, I was about 40 weeks gone, nothing was happening. Like, nothing was happening. I wasn't getting any sign of anything coming. My baby was still kicking, everything was, but I wasn't getting, the signs when the baby is about to come. I wasn't seeing anything. So at 41 weeks, the doctor advised that I should be induced. So when I was induced again, I was induced, but nothing still happened. They induced me Monday night, around 7 p.m. Monday night, on the 21st of December. And from that time I was induced till the next morning, I was in severe pain. Menstrual cramp is a joke beside this pain. Menstrual cramp is a joke. I was in so much pain that I cannot explain. So the next day, they came to check if maybe I was really dilated, so at least they can put me, through the other processes of, having a baby. My brothers and sisters, when they checked, I was about 4.5, maybe 5 centimeter dilated. I had not even gotten halfway. I was not even ready for them to start saying push. After all the wahala that I went through that night. After they induced me, on Tuesday morning, they just said, you could still try, let's still try. So they said, okay, they took out the induction stuff. Meanwhile, let me even tell you this one before I forget. The experience that I had, the doctor that induced me, that doctor, I've never done this thing before. No, but he didn't even bother to explain to me. He didn't even bother to tell me anything. The only thing is, it's time for you to be induced though. They took me inside, opened my leg like this. And I saw the thing that he wanted to put inside of me. I was so scared. And I was already anxious. So my body was already tightened up. And this man did not even explain, and he was just saying rubbish. I don't even want to go to what he was saying. I had to start Googling everything by myself to know what I was going to experience. It's not supposed to be painful, but because I tightened up my body, the man now started saying, have you know, what is it? Yeah, you that are pregnant. Are you scared of... Oh my God, I don't want to go through it because it was very vulgar. It didn't have any sense of dignity, no sense of respect for me. I didn't like the experience. So that one is by the way. As I was saying, so that Tuesday, I was just there throughout, in pains, in labor pains. I was dilating according to them. Because you are dilating, that's why you're having that pain. I was dilating, but the baby wasn't coming. And they will come and check. Before you know it, they will check and check. They will say, he's still 5 centimeters. He's still 6 centimeters. I did not even hear 6 centimeters throughout. I was in serious pain. I was in serious pain for hours and hours. Pain that I was... I was in serious pain for hours. So it was later on in the night when they came to check again, and they saw that that was not making any progress, that is decided that the best thing to do was to bring the baby out through cesarean section. I was losing oxygen, my baby was becoming less active, so they just needed to bring him out. He's exposed, so they needed to bring the baby out. And my husband went to work that day. As per Nigerian work, you can't take leave just like that. So my husband was at work that day, and I think they said my husband had to sign something. So it was a wash thing. They were just rushing everything. So yeah, so when my husband came, signed, I went through the cesarean process, came out. But I will not lie to you, that process broke me somehow. I was happy to see my baby, but I was just so sad. I could not explain it. I was happy that my baby was... Everybody around me was, congratulations, can you come? But I was just not happy. I was so sad. I don't know, maybe because, I wanted to have my baby naturally, and I had him through cesarean section. I don't know if that was why, but I was just not happy. I was faking it. Everybody was happy, but I was faking it. And in the secret of my room, I would cry. I would feel sad. I loved my baby, but I was just not happy. So I don't want to go deep into it. And even though I did not admit it when I was pregnant with my baby, that I had depression, postpartum depression. Looking back, everything I went through then, I remember there's no name for that thing. It is postpartum depression. But I'm grateful that I came out of it. I'm grateful to God that I came out of it. So that experience somehow, just makes me feel like I don't want a baby again. I don't want to go through it again. So that kind of puts the fear of getting pregnant in me. And then I'm not even sure if I've gone through, I've really overcome it mentally, because I feel like it's a mental stuff. So I'm not sure if I've overcome it mentally. If I was in Nigeria by now, I'd have had another child. That one is, whether postpartum or non postpartum, I know I would have had another baby by now. Or even if I've not had another baby, I'll probably be pregnant by now. Yeah. But because we came again when my baby was about a year and some months old, he was going to 2 years old when we moved to the UK. I came in to study. So the last thing on my mind was even to get pregnant. And coming to this country again, like I said, although now I've finished my master's, by the grace of God, I'm working, my husband is working, so we're a bit settled now. But living in this country now brings forward, the responsibility of being a parent. At home is a bit different from here. I'm not trying to undermine parents who are living back home. I am not undermining anybody, but I'm just saying that when you raise your children in your own country, you have all the support you need. There are facilities to help you and all of that. But raising children abroad, especially in the West, is just a different ballgame entirely. Let me explain to you. Even though now I have just one child now, and that's AJ, and myself and my husband, we are working. What happens any day our shift clash or we both have to work? Because now, even though my husband works night and I work day, what happens is that there's a transition period between the time he leaves home for work and the time I leave work for home. So there's a transition period where we can't leave AJ alone. So somebody has to stay with him or he has to stay with somebody. So what usually happens is he has to go stay with somebody. And I'm grateful for the community that we have here. We have some Nigerian community here that we do like a child exchange thing with each other. And that has helped us a lot. So on days that I'm available, I look after some people's children alongside my own. On days that I'm not available, they look after my own son, especially during that transition period where my husband have to leave for work and I am on my way home. So it's usually around 3 hours in between. That transition period is usually like 3 hours in between. So AJ there has to be a place where he has to stay for that 3 hours while I am trying to get back home. And there are even some days where you just want to do like some trainings, some extra work where you just need somebody to look after your child. And I'm grateful for this community, because without this community, I don't know how we would have done it. What I'm trying to say is, with one child, it is easy to say, oh, please, let my child still stay here for a while. But imagine with two. How many people want to take 2 children? I know that among the community, most people do not like to take children. So it's easier in the community for you because you have just one child. So when I'm now thinking of having another child, it just brings forward that fear of, what will happen when we need to do this, when we need to do that, and we both have to work. But I'm not denying the fact that it's still doable with 2 children. I'm just stating the fact that it is easier when it's just one child that you say, oh, let my baby stay with you for so time. It is easier. But when there are 2, some people start becoming especially when you are doing the exchange with someone that has only one child. You don't have many options available when it comes to childcare. Either you do that community child sharing or you go and pay a minder. And we all know how difficult it is to even make money in this country, not to talk of paying heavily to somebody to look after your child. So it's another thing that is making it a bit like, am I ready? Am I not ready? Another thing that is making me scared of having another child is the financial responsibility. Let's not lie to ourselves. Having a child is financially draining if you don't have money. Anywhere in the world, whether in Nigeria or whether wherever you are living, it is financially tasking. Let me say tasking. Let me not say draining, because as Abi you not buy that bunny, Abi you not buy baby food, me, Abi you not buy this, buy that. It is financially tasking. So I always tell myself, are we financially buoyant enough to take another baby? Now, people that are even richer than us, that they're like considering it and I say, we don't have enough money to take care of a child. How much are we earning? How much are we earning? That's another reason why baby number 2 is a bit. You don't have 2 children to look after, to clothe, to shelter, to feed. So that's definitely going to. Now I know how much I spend every month on groceries. So what's going to happen when you have another child? You're going to spend more. That is an extra cost when you have another baby. But I am also confident that God is the provider. God is our provider. God is our source. And before we had AJ, we didn't even have these resources. It was after we had him that God started making the resources available. And up to today, we are still taking care of him and God is still providing. So I'm not so focused too much, even though I'm thinking about it and we are both looking for ways to, grow in our career and get better pay. But then again, we're not over stressing that one because we know the God we serve is the one that provides all our needs according to his riches in glory. So yeah, that's just the part where I console myself. Then again, the fact that when you have your baby in the UK, the baby does not become a citizen. The baby is just like every other baby in the world. It just belongs to the country you are originally from. I don't have a problem with that, but it just kind of makes me feel somehow because, having your child in a country where your child is not seen as as part of them is because look at it, when you have your child maybe in Canada, in the US, in Australia, in Brazil, in Cuba, in many other countries of the world, the child becomes a citizen of that place. But we've moved many miles away from home to come and live in the UK, and then you come to the UK and you have your child here, and still your child cannot become a citizen of that country. That again just makes it, I know that it is not a priority on the list for me because I don't really care about it. I would have loved it if giving birth here means that my child will become a citizen, because that would mean that my baby will have 2 passports, and that we all know the opportunities that will present to every child. Is good for your child to have dual citizenship. That again is a bit discouraging, the fact that child does not automatically becomes a citizen. So that's a bit discouraging. But then again, what can we do? Is the reality. I mean, I knew about this before I came to the UK, so why am I to complain? And I'm not complaining actually, I'm just stating the obvious. Another thing that bothers me a lot is when I go on the streets and I see teenagers, young adults, not even teenagers, young children, 10 years, 9 years, 8 years, 15 years, and I don't know if I should mention this, but it's just the truth. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel in my mind. And I see how these children are behaving. The truth of the matter is, I'm always scared. Will I be able to pass my values, my morals down to my children in this environment, because it's one thing for you to train your children, it's another thing for the environment to influence them. There are too many vices in this country that makes me scared of having children. I won't even lie. There are too many vices. There's knife crime, there's alcohol, there's smoking, there's vaping, all sorts of vices all around. And not to even talk of bullying and racism that is so predominant in so many schools across this country. It just makes me feel like, God, help me, oh, help. Because as much as you want to do your job as a parent, you cannot be with your child 24/7. Somebody has to look after your child for you. Your child has to go to school. Your child will be exposed to so many things and so many value systems that are going on around. It is so taught to the point, it is so rampant to the point that even when you try to teach your children your own way and your own belief, these things will always crop up in the society and in the environment where you live. So all those things are a little bit making it scary. Like, is it even worth it to have a child, in this environment? Because as much as we will say, oh, don't worry about it. I think deeply about things, and that's one of the things that I always consider, and I'm like, God help me. But at the same time, I am aware that people have raised children in this country and their children have turned out well. So that's my consolation and that's my motivation when I see people who have raised their children and their children are doing fantastically well. I'm always like, God, help me raise my own too. And I know that God can help you to do what you need to do. And also as parents, you can do when you just put in your best, put in effort and be an example, and just be hopeful that your child will turn out well. So these are just some of the few fears that I have. I know some people will watch this video and start laughing at me. But I want to believe that there are people out there that also probably have thought about these things that I am talking about, and I would like to hear your opinion and your views about these things. So if you're watching this video, please comment. I would like to read your comments. I would like to interact with people on the comment section. If you're a mom of 1, mom of 2, mom of 3, mom of 4, mom of 5, and you're living in this abroad, please we need you. We need you. Give us advice. How are you doing it? Share with us. How are you doing it? How are you coping? How are you doing it with your spouse? Because I always see people who have multiple children as superheroes. Oh, hey, like I see you as a superhero. And if you're like me, once in a while you get this doubt in yourself that you're not good enough, you're not doing well as a parent, my dear sisters and brother, you are doing well. It's just not easy. Just pray about it and let God take the rest. So I think I'll just end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And I'd like to read your comments as well in the comment section. Also, don't forget to check out Luisa. Their link will be in my description box below. Pick 1 or 2 items for yourself, for your loved ones. There are different jewelry pieces there for everybody, and you'll be getting up to 30% off every of your purchase. Thank you so much for watching. Till I see you next time. Bye bye.